It is the largest river delta on the planet, a labyrinth of tidal waters where the mighty Ganges and Brahmaputra rivers collide with the Indian Ocean. Here, in the churning, murky waters of Bangladesh and India, a biological phenomenon takes place that rivals the salmon runs of Alaska. Meet the
$50 for the whole
Hilsa,
crate.
Tenualosa
40, and I'll take
alicia.
two.
To the west, it is
I
a
need 10
herring.
kilograms over here
To the
now.
people of South Asia, it is the king of fish. It is a creature of immense cultural obsession, a diplomat of cuisine, and a resource worth billions of dollars. But the Hilsa is an enigma. It cannot be farmed. It resists domestication. Every single fish that ends up on a dinner plate in New York, London, or Dubai must be caught wild, often in treacherous conditions. Known for its incredible oil content, distinct flavor, and thousands of tiny bones, the Hilsa is a delicacy that demands effort to eat and even more effort to process. How do you take a delicate, highly perishable wild fish, caught in the humid tropics, and process it into a premium, frozen export that meets strict international safety standards? It requires a race against the sun, a cold chain that defies the tropical heat, and a preservation process that locks in the flavor of the river. From the turbulent delta to the global table, this is the journey of the silver
Look at this
fish.
one, the freshest Hilsa
Our
you'll
story
find.
begins
Come
deep
and
in the
get it.
Bay of Bengal. The Hilsa is an anadromous species. Like the Atlantic salmon, it spends most of its life in the sea but migrates up freshwater rivers to spawn. This journey is the secret to its flavor. As the monsoon rains swell the rivers, the Hilsa begin their run.
Keep it coming.
Scientifically, this is a marvel of
Watch the buoy
osmoregulation.
line.
The fish must rapidly
Almost
adjust
clear
their
on this
kidney
side.
function to survive the transition from saltwater to freshwater. To fuel this grueling upstream battle against the ferocious currents of the Padma and Meghna rivers, the fish accumulate massive reserves of lipids, fat. This fat is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and it is what gives the Hilsa its legendary, buttery taste. The further upriver it swims, the tastier it becomes, until it spawns, releases its eggs, and loses its flavor. The challenge for the fisherman is to catch it at the perfect moment of lipid peak.
50 rupees
Harvesting
for the fish.
Hilsa is
Too much,
not
I'll give you 30.
industrialized trawling. It is artisanal warfare
Get your
against
sacks on the
nature.
ferry now.
The fishermen work in small, often wooden boats, braving the erratic weather of the monsoon season. This is the river Padma, treacherous, shifting, and deadly. They use gill nets. These monofilament curtains can
3
stretch for
million, do I
nearly a
hear
mile,
3.5?
drifting with the
3.5,
tide.
looking for 4.
The mesh
Sold
size
at
is strictly
3.5
regulated by the
million.
government to allow juvenile fish, known as jatka, to pass
There you go,
through,
1.1 kilo
ensuring the
exactly.
sustainability of the species. The catch often happens at night. As the net is hauled in by hand, a back-breaking rhythm of pulling and stacking, the silver crop comes aboard. Unlike tuna or cod, Hilsa are extremely sensitive. They die almost instantly upon leaving the water. Here is the biological ticking clock. Hilsa is a fatty fish. The moment it dies, two things happen. First, rigor mortis sets in. Second, and more dangerously, oxidation begins. The
Manifest and
delicate
seals
fats
checked.
that
Everything
provide the
looks
flavor
correct. Have
begin
a
to
safe
turn
delivery.
rancid if exposed to heat and air. In the humid tropical climate of South Asia, where temperatures hover near 90 degrees Fahrenheit, a Hilsa can spoil in hours. The solution is ice, tons of it. The hold of the boat is packed with block ice, crushed mechanically before the voyage. The fish are layered, ice, fish, ice. This rapid cooling creates a thermal barrier, dropping the fish's core temperature to near freezing, stalling the enzymatic breakdown. The boats race back to the Gulf, the landing station. This is the epicenter of the trade. It looks like chaos, but it is a highly organized market economy. Porters, displaying incredible strength, carry baskets weighing over 100 pounds up the slippery banks. The fish are dumped onto sorting mats. Here, the first grading occurs. Size is everything. A Hilsa weighing under 500 grams is considered economy. 800 grams is standard. But the 1 kilo plus, a fish weighing over a kilogram, is the gold standard. These prize specimens command astronomical prices, sometimes selling for $20 to $30 per fish at the dock alone. The premium catch destined for export to the USA or Europe is separated immediately. These fish are not sold in the wet market. They are loaded onto insulated trucks. The logistics are grueling. The trucks must navigate dense traffic and potholed roads to reach the processing plants located near the major cities or export zones. The cold chain must remain unbroken. If the temperature inside the truck rises above 4 degrees Celsius, the export license could be revoked. Finally, the silver harvest arrives at the gates of the mega factory. The mud of the river is left behind. Now, science takes over. We enter the processing zone. This facility is FDA approved and HACCP certified. The chaos of the river is replaced by clinical precision. The first step is the quality control intake. Inspectors insert digital probes into the fish. They are looking for a core temperature of below 5 degrees Celsius. They also check the gills. They must be bright red, and the eyes, which must be convex and clear. Cloudy eyes mean the fish is old. The fish pass through an automated washing tunnel. Unlike the river water, this water is chilled, filtered, and treated with ozone. Ozone is a powerful oxidizing agent. It kills surface bacteria, removes river slime, and neutralizes odors without leaving any chemical residue. It is a chemical-free sterilization process essential for international food safety standards. Next, mechanical graders sort the fish by weight with gram-perfect accuracy. A laser scanner measures the dimensions. For the American market, Hilsa is almost always sold whole round, head on,
All right,
tail
slow it down
on,
right
guts
there.
in.
Now come straight
Why?
back,
Because
easy.
the cultural consumer, primarily the South Asian diaspora, demands it. They use every part of the fish. The head is used for stews, the fat inside the belly is prized. Gutting the fish would remove the valuable roe and the belly fat, drastically reducing its value. Now, the most critical step, freezing. You cannot simply put Hilsa in a standard freezer. Slow freezing creates large ice crystals that puncture the cell walls, turning the meat mushy upon thawing. This facility uses air blast freezing. High-velocity fans circulate air chilled to minus 40 degrees Celsius. This thermal shock freezes the fish solid in under 4 hours. The water inside the cells turns to ice instantly, creating microscopic crystals that do not damage the muscle structure. This locks in the just caught texture. The fish emerge rock hard, but they are vulnerable to freezer burn, dehydration caused by the cold air. To protect them, they undergo glazing. They pass through a curtain of near freezing water. Because the fish is at -40, the water freezes instantly upon contact, encasing the fish in a thin, transparent shell of ice. This ice armor seals the skin from oxygen, preventing the fats from oxidizing and turning yellow. The glazed fish moves to packaging. For the premium market, each fish is individually vacuum packed. The vacuum sealer removes 99% of the air from the package. This is the final defense against oxidation. The plastic used is a heavy-gauge, multi-layer polymer that is puncture-resistant, crucial for a fish with sharp fins and scales. Before boxing, safety is paramount. The fish pass through a metal detector and, in some advanced plants, an X-ray machine. Since these are wild-caught fish, there is always a risk of a broken fishing hook or a piece of lead weight being swallowed. The X-ray ensures that the only metal in the box is the silver of the scales. The fish are packed into master cartons, typically weighing 10 or 20 kilograms. They are stacked on pallets and rushed to the cold storage warehouse. Here, the temperature is maintained at a constant -20 degrees Celsius. The fish wait here for the logistics coordinators to book their passage. The final leg of the journey begins. The cartons are loaded into refrigerated shipping containers. For urgent orders, they are air freighted in dry ice containers. Within days or weeks, these fish will arrive at ethnic supermarkets in Queens, New York, or Brick Lane, London. It is a journey that spans thousands of miles and connects two worlds. From the monsoon-soaked decks of a wooden boat in the Ganges Delta to the pristine freezer aisle of an American supermarket. The Hilsa is more than just a product. It is a taste of home for millions of people living abroad. It is a symbol of heritage preserved by technology. Inside the Hilsa factory, the silver crop is captured in time, ensuring that the king of fish continues to reign supreme, no matter how far it travels from the river.